A couple of days ago, I discovered my old super tool. This is the first super tool I ever got, Leatherman Supertool, and had it for a long time, and then it came up missing. And so when I went to replace it, Leatherman had come out with a Supertool 300, and that's what I carry now. And of all the Leathermans that I own and have owned, to me, the Supertool and the Supertool 300 are the best ones. This was the best one, and this that replaced it is also still the best one. Best multi-tool ever had, bar none. I've had Gerbers, I've had SOGs, I've had different super tools, or different multi-tools, excuse me. And the Leatherman Supertool line has always been the best. And since I found this one, I thought I'd do a comparison to show you the similarities and the differences. Needless to say, you can't get the Supertool anymore. Haven't checked really. I've had the Supertool 300 a couple of years. I'm not sure Leatherman hasn't done something different there, and I'll have to check on that. Anyway, I thought I'd do a comparison. Right off the bat, you can see that the Supertool 300 is just maybe just the tiniest bit longer. We're talking about, a minuscule amount, but definitely beefier. Definitely beefier. One of the things they did, real complaint I had was when I would use the Supertool and really bear down on it. These were not sharp edges, but these places where your hand would squeeze were really sharp enough. So I noticed that with the Supertool 300, they curved or curled that edge, and I'm not going to lie and tell you that I noticed it until now, but that makes a huge difference when you squeeze from the old Supertool. The next thing is the head's beefier, and they've replaced the regular cutting tooth with a replaceable cutting tooth. And although I haven't done it yet, I probably could stand to replace that one. So that's a difference. When you look at them closed up, you really can see the difference in the beefiness. Really, just much more streamlined there. In the original Supertool, the ruler was on the edge, both edges, and on the Supertool 300, the ruler is on both sides. So you really get more ruler out of the Supertool 300 than the Supertool. Supertool had a lanyard connector, little hole there that you could tie a lanyard to. No such thing on the 300. Nothing lost there. Now we'll compare the tools of each. And over here we have, again, the Supertool, the original, and this is the Supertool 300. I never owned a Supertool 200, so I don't even know what they look like, so I can't compare those. All right, so the Supertool has a regular blade. 300 has a regular blade. The Supertool has a file. There's the file. There's a regular screwdriver. This one's a lot beefier on this Supertool. Compare those two. It's a lot wider on the 300. And let's see what's next. And then it has a second screwdriver, and there it is there. About the same, maybe a little shorter. And then there's an awl. The awl over here is much different. It actually has a sewing needle hole, so you could actually do some thick sewing, like on canvas kind of stuff. I would prefer it to be a little smaller because I don't plan on sewing grizzly bear skins or canvases. The sewing I would do would be a much smaller. Now, in an emergency situation, you're Rambo and you find that piece of tarp in the back of the truck up there in the mountains where the National Guard are chasing you, and you need to make a a poncho out of it, sure. I mean that would work, but I'd like it to be a little smaller. All right, so that took care of that side. Then over here we have the blade, the serrated blade. Uh, the serrated blade here is much more aggressive. The serrations are. That's just about a saw. Um, yeah, much more aggressive. Then we have the Phillips head. There's the Phillips head, pretty much the same, maybe a little bit thicker. And then there's the can opener. And there's Birdie. Hey, Birdie. Say hello to everybody. Birdie is unhappy about daylight savings time. She thinks we should have fed her, and we're sticking to our guns, you know. The government's right no matter what. Okay, so come on, let me get this done, Birdie. Sun's going down. Okay, where were we? Can opener. Okay, there she is right there. Well, Birdie's going to bite me. There's the can opener right there. And then we have a very small screwdriver. Birdie, I don't think we have that tool. Huh, interesting. So there's 3 screwdrivers on the super tool. Oh, hold on. There's still 3 screwdrivers. Their size has just really changed. So let's go back. That's the screwdriver, the biggest screwdriver in the super tool. The one in the 300 is much bigger. There's the second one. The one in the 300 is much bigger. And there's the third one. It's pretty small, almost like a glasses type. And the one in the 300 is much bigger. Very interesting. So far I'm going to say that the biggest change I'm seeing is in the screwdriver sizes. And then of course we have the aggressive saw, and we have the same aggressive saw, pretty much the same saw in the 300. It's a real good combination of tools, and I'm really happy that they haven't monkeyed around with what tools they put in there. The big change though that I see is the size of the screwdrivers. And if you look at that one, let me put my finger behind it so you can get some relief. I really like that small one. I mean, to me, I've got a real variation of screwdriver sizes. Now, I like the big thick one here. If I had it, you know, if I had my druthers, I would say keep that one, and keep that one. That's just me. That's just me. So those are the tools. Opened up. Oh, and I want to go back and correct something. I said that the Super Tool had that lanyard ring. Where is that lanyard ring? What did I do with that lanyard ring? Oh, there it is. Sorry. There's that lanyard ring. There is a lanyard ring on the 300. It's just right there. Superfluous, regardless. And they could have put another tool there, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know what. Maybe a little magnifying glass, something. But yeah, I have no use for that lanyard ring on either tool. So that's the comparison. And I got to tell you, I love the 300, but you know what? I loved the regular Super Tool too. Now, as I said, I've recently recovered this. I've been talking to Leatherman, and I'm going to be sending this in for them to adjust it, because the adjustments are almost impossible to make with this this tool, because it's a little knurled thingamabobs that are just almost impossible to work on. And this thing is either real loose on one side and real tight on the other. So I'm going to send it in, and under warranty they're going to clean it up and fix it. And here's a really neat thing. When you send it in under warranty, they ask you, is this a heritage tool that you want back? Because they usually, if you send a broken tool in under warranty, they retain the option of just sending you a new tool rather than going to the trouble of fixing it. But if I tell them this is a heritage piece, please tune it up, but do not send me a new one, and they'll honor that, or at least they say they will. So I'm about to box this thing up and send it in to get them to clean it up and adjust the tools, because they're floppy on one side and too tight on the other, and I'm really excited about that. So anyway, that's my comparison of the Super Tool and the Super Tool 300. Both outstanding Leathermans. Used them forever, love them to death, and just can't say enough about them. Hey, thanks for watching.